All right, y'all don't. Let me try something. They're saying they can't hear it on the stream. Oh, okay. Are you on? Okay, it's fine. They can't hear it on the stream. Let's see.
Okay, what's going on there, brother, down there in Shreveport? How you be this morning?
How y'all doing? Hey, yeah, let me give y'all an update. All right.
Yes.
Yeah, same to you, Grant. Let me give y'all an update of what's going on. It's oh Lord, like I told you all yesterday, or like I've been making the post on Facebook.
Okay, you don't have what now to post on Facebook?
And I've made several posts with updates on my Facebook page.
Right.
But what I wanted to say was that as we has all suspected all along, what I suspected all along was what we suspected was definitely it's a lot of real estate fraud. It's a lot of I went over the LLCs, and exactly it's all real estate fraud, you know.
Right. Okay. Has HUD got involved in it yet, making their own investigations to the best of your knowledge?
Yeah. To the best of my knowledge, I'm just waiting to hear back from the investigation division.
Okay. And we have an unknown caller here as well too. An unknown caller. Feel free to press 1 and join in on the conversation. Okay, please continue, Brother Jermaine, on that. Okay, we got that. Okay, please continue. An unknown caller, we're going to have you on in within 30 seconds, but we want to hear what this brother is saying down south. Okay, and, okay, go ahead, Brother Jermaine. Okay, because unknown callers got their hand up, and we don't know who it is, but please continue, man. You know the information.
You know who it is. Goddamn Sarge. Now he want to call. Go ahead, Brother Jermaine.
Okay. And as I stated, a lot of corruption, real estate fraud. The gentleman, they claimed it was one man who owned 3 of those properties, which turned out to be false. There's a third person who owns the Jolene. So it wasn't just one person who owned all those properties.
Okay.
It was separate people. So that was lies. There's been lies from the jump. So.
Okay. All right. And so therefore, all of them are engaged in this illegal, inhumane activity, are they not?
Yeah, they're all
right. The city's connected. The city's connected to the owners. Yes.
Okay. So what we got there is a conspiracy. Mm-hmm. Now, we're going to unmute this unknown caller. And if it's Sarge, we want to hear what Sarge has got to say about due process. Unknown caller, your mic is unmuted.
Is it really? Hey, man, it's good to see that you promoted me, Jay. I appreciate the promotion. I'm now goddamn Sarge. I used to be motherfucking Sarge. This is good.
Wow. Okay, Sarge.
Now, wait a minute. Now, what was that? Now, wait a minute. What was that question again? What did you say?
Wait a minute. You deserted us on Tuesday.
Yeah,
I didn't let you.
You did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you I
was fighting the rear guard action. I couldn't make
it. You was in a bad accident. You got a lawyer?
So I was fighting a rear guard action.
Oh.
I couldn't make it. I was decisively engaged. I couldn't get out.
Okay. Well, I hope she treated you nice, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Well, you know how it is, man. You got obligations, man. You got to protect that rear.
Oh, yeah, well, like the referee says, protect yourself at all times, and we're coming to you from Sin City. Let's get ready to rumble. Okay, Sarge, you know what's going on down there in Louisiana, and I believe the Alaskan had stated, to check the records, man, down there to see if they rezone that property for commercial purposes, such as a shopping center. Who knows, maybe the dump, as in human shit, might build a hotel up there, you know what I mean?
Oh, stop it. You know what, though? I do believe it is entirely probable that this was a fig leaf because somebody was desirous of this property for their own commercial interest. And that might be what's driving this whole thing.
The property looked like it was condemned.
Okay, now, Sarge. Okay, Sarge, we talked about you kind of bad this morning, man, because we thought that you deserted us. So when you listen to the playback, I retract all that I said negatively about you. You did show up. Okay, so I'll give you that. Okay, now also, too, Sarge, they got water contamination down there, and I've seen photographs because the water is like a golden color, and the first thing that is telling me, man, is that there's a sewage problem. And it probably stinks to High Hill as well, too.
No, it's
now
not.
We talk about it. We talk about it in Shreveport now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir. Well. Did the authorities issue an alert concerning the water?
From what I understand, I don't think they did. Did they, Brother Jermaine?
No, they didn't.
Okay. Well, see, now, if they're not, these are basic. See, this is what government is supposed to be doing. Right? Y'all see that the government's supposed to give you reparations and all that stuff, student loans, forgiveness and all that stuff. That ain't what government is for. Government is for this kind of thing, man. Something that has to do with your health, safety, and security. That's what the police power is for. The police power of government. This is when you need government. Was this now? At times like this is when you need government to work properly.
And a Republican
state, but Sarge. Okay, now Sarge. Okay, that's just it though. They're not doing their jobs, and also too, Sarge, these people are not getting equal protection under the law. You see what I mean? Okay, and please join us on Tuesday, Sarge. Yeah, you're going to be our guest of honor. Because guess what we're going to talk about on Tuesday, Sarge? And I know you loving this shit.
I'm scared to ask. What is it?
Oh, the great state of Oklahoma, with their hypocritical asses, has struck down the issue for reparations, to the survivors and descendants of the Black Wall Street massacre. So once again, Sarge, you got these sycophant, sorry politicians, Clarence Thomas, what have you. Oh, no, man, they don't deserve reparations just because, it's such a horror and tragedy. They don't have a right to benefit it. Now, riddle me this. If that is the case, Sarge, then they need to cut off funding of every damn dime going over there into the Middle East, okay, with the Israeli-Palestinian situation. Now, also, too, Sarge, I got a question for you. Now, you're a little bit older than me. Now, what do you think? Okay, yeah, so what we got here is that we got property owner negligence and corruption, okay, and real estate fraud, okay, as per Brother Jermaine. Now, Sarge, I just want to get your opinion on this here, and we're going to get back to that subject there, Brother Jermaine. What about what's going on down there in Cuba, Sarge, with the Russian ships going around there?
Well, look, see, that's the thing about it. From a national security objective, it is certainly concerning, but the Russians are a nation with which we still have diplomatic relations. Cuba is a sovereign nation. They got a right to determine who enters their ports and under what conditions. What we need to do is keep an eye on the Russians as to what they're doing, because we know both sides are starting to rattle sabers here. And that wasn't good back in 1962, and it ain't good in 2024.
Now, let me ask you this here, Sarge. Okay, her birthday is coming up next month. Okay, and what do you think about Tupac Shakur's auntie, who's been granted political asylum down there?
Tupac's aunt?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I didn't know about this. I didn't know about this. She said she was granted political asylum?
Yes, sir. She was granted political asylum, you know, when Fidel was the head of state there, and then upon his transition, his brother Raul, you know, assumed the powers there, and he had stated that she is granted asylum for the rest of her days. Now, that sack of shit, Barack Obama, and that fat-ass donut-eating Pillsbury doughboy-looking fat fuck by the name of Christie, okay, you know, they put another $2 million on her head because the state of New Jersey had, you know, a $2 million bounty on her head, okay, and then Barack Obama added another, another $2 million to Brother Che?
Yeah, I believe so.
Well, look.
Yeah.
I'd like to remind you that the woman is still a fugitive from the United States Justice. The warrant is still extant. The left never gives up when it issues a warrant for somebody. I would refer you to Augusto Pinochet, the former president of Chile, and they never gave up on getting him. As soon as they found somebody who recognized the bogus jurisdiction of the International Criminal Court, they got somebody to deliver him to The Hague. So please, spare me this stuff. She's got a warrant. It is valid. She is state custody. She has not answered for it. If anybody is capable of getting it back to the United States, she's going to have to answer to it. Now, she's got refuge. She's got refuge in Cuba. So be it for right now. We're not going to send in the United States Marines to get her back.
Okay, but that's just it, though, Sarge.
On U.S. soil, there's orders for her to be directly shot and killed on site.
Okay, if that's true, that's an illegitimate, illegal order. I'm not saying it isn't true, but it is illegal to put out such an order for a criminal suspect. If they meet the criteria for the use of deadly force, then of course you can use it against them. But there are legal. Look, you can't do that. That's illegal. I don't care who did it. I don't care if it's true. It's illegal to put out such an order when there is no indication that deadly force is warranted in the effort to apprehend.
Okay, but Sarge, the woman is innocent. Okay, the reason why they did that, Sarge, is because your boy, John Edgar Hoover, okay, had declared the organization that she was a part of, man, to be a threat to national security. Okay? And it's all bogus. It's prepackaged bullshit. Okay. They know it.
You know what? You know what? If she really wants, it would have been the time to surrender while the Biden administration was in office, because she ain't going to have a prayer with any other administration. They're going to serve the warrant, and they're going to prosecute her for international flight to avoid prosecution.
Okay.
That's prisoner state. Now, if she would have been, if she wanted to answer the charges, and I don't know if she does or not, but if she wanted to answer the charges, the time to do it would have been while this radical bunch of goons that are in charge now in the Biden administration were there. Not wait for Trump to get into office. But then again, on the other hand, Trump does have the best track record recently of getting black people out of federal jail. Much better than Joseph Robinette Biden, the author of the 1994 crime bill. Just thought I'd remind you of that.
For me, Sarge, you'll get no argument from me on that. Is because it was Bill Clinton, Slick Willie, when he had Monica Lewinsky bobbing and weaving and gagging, you know what I'm saying, that signed it, but it was Biden himself who had pushed it through the U.S. Senate, and then, of course, it went through the House of Representatives because either house could introduce, legislation. Okay, the woman is 77 years old, Sarge. Okay, let her be, man. Just let her be.
I told you, they ain't sending the Marines down to Cuba to get her. What do you expect to give them a pardon? And look,
Okay.
he can't
No,
pardon.
she
Wait a minute now.
deserves
Wait a minute. He can pardon her. He can pardon her on the federal charges. He cannot pardon her on the state charges. And no matter what, state charge is still going to be there. The United States federal government cannot dismiss state prosecution and state conviction. She's still convicted of murder, and she's fled. She escaped from prison and internationally fled prosecution for escaping from prison. So the only thing any president can do is forgive or pardon or commute the federal sentence, but he can't do it with the state unless the state decides they want to cooperate with the president or with the federal government.
And how long
or
charge
okay.
with the state? Because they're talking about over 50 years ago now.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
Too,
I mean, I read a story where they got a deserter from the Second World War 55 years after they managed, the Belgian police managed to apprehend him in Belgium because he had deserted during the Battle of the Bulge. He married a Belgian woman. He was living in Belgium. The Belgian police picked him up on something, and they turned him over to the United States authorities. So they still had a warrant on him for being a deserter.
Yeah, that was Interpol that did that. You say.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, man. Hey, I'm just saying it happened. The warrant is still extant.
Okay, so then why did it take so long for Carolyn Bryant to be charged with an actual crime?
Right.
Okay, see, you guys keep mixing. You guys keep mixing apples and cantaloupes.
No.
Will you ask me a question? I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because there was no indictment against the woman. That's why. I mean, you can't just make up crimes because you think there's a crime. You got to get a competent jury to indict somebody.
Whoa, Sarge. Hold it, Sarge. That's what your boy John Edgar Hoover did, man. You know, when he illegally went over there and wiretapped the Black Panthers. You see what I'm saying?
All right. Now, see, you're justifying illegality with more illegality. No, that's not the way it works. All right. Now, look, just because J. Edgar Hoover did some illegality does not mean that you can justify your desire for illegality by just accusing a woman of a crime for which she has not been indicted or never was indicted.
Should have been indicted,
Sarge. The paperwork for her indictment, man, had laid on the shelves in that courtroom or that judicial district for what is it, Brother Chase? 60 years now?
5 years.
Yeah, for 60 years now. And then they're going to sit up there and say she's in a rest home, pissing and shitting on herself, you know, walking on a walker and all of that, right?
Isn't that what they said about Joe Biden? Isn't that what the Congressional Council said about Joe Biden?
Oh, now he's with
Sarge.
Yeah, now they couldn't indict him because no jury would indict a well-meaning old man with a bad memory, a senile old bastard.
Hey, hold on. There's no problem indicting or convicting Bill Cosby, and he was 80-something years old.
Well, wait a minute now. I'm agreeing with you on that one. That was a miscarriage of justice because you know why? We got the paperwork to prove that was a miscarriage of justice, and the Pennsylvania Supreme Court agreed it was a miscarriage of justice.
Okay,
so that's different. You keep making apples and cantaloupes and expect me to say it was the same.
Okay, but Sarge, did you get a look at them frauds, man, that falsely accused Bill Cosby, man? I would let them suck my dogs at Johnson, man. Them was some raggedy-ass looking frauds, man.
It ain't up to me. Ain't up to me. It ain't up to me, and it ain't up to you. Tell another man what floats his boat. The problem is that he was accused of something. If he did it, he shouldn't have been doing. That's the problem.
Okay,
not whether or not he made, not whether or not he made an appropriate choice by your or my lights.
Okay, now let me ask you this here, Sarge. Now here's a case here for you, Sarge, and I really hope the state of California can get this bastard man to do his time. That's old Harvey Weinstein.
His case just got thrown out.
Throw out one conviction. He's still serving time on the other ones. So he ain't getting out of jail just because they reverse one conviction. I mean, that's the rule. That's what you're supposed to do in the rule of law. when somebody finds some misconduct by some prosecutor, like with Alvin goddamn Bragg. You talk about an old charge, like you talk about an old charge, and the man already looked at it once and declined to prosecute. The federal government had looked at it, declined to prosecute, and it wasn't until 2 weeks after he announced he's running for president that son of a bitch goes to a grand jury and tries to fold the federal statute into a crime that expired over which he has no jurisdiction. God damn it, don't tell me this shit. I know what I'm looking at. I got eyes to see.
Okay, Sarge, nobody says you don't. But the only thing, Sarge, that you're doing is confirming the issue that we're bringing up, man, where it's called hypocrisy. Hey, man,
I would agree with you.
Hey, man, you got two types of jail time to do this. Colored time and there's white time, and the worst time to do is colored time.
Oh Lord. Okay. I'm gonna set that aside for a minute. Not these days. No. These days in a lot of jurisdictions, you can do that colored crime and not even get indicted. Hell, they put you on the street and not put no garage bail.
Okay, give me an example.
I ain't gonna agree with that. I ain't gonna agree with that in 2024.
Not Sarge, this day and age from 1967, when they made that movie and Rod Steiger got the Academy Award for Best Actor, man, of playing Chief Gillespie, right? Okay, they trying to shoot that type of... Yes, sir. They try to... That's the name of the movie, where I got that line from Sidney Poitier. But what's happening now, Sarge, in this day and age, is that the black community, man, is so polarized within. Now we getting ready to get attacked from outside it because you know the FBI busted some trick, man, either last night or earlier this morning that was getting ready to go out there and shoot black people if Trump does not get reelected. Now you got that old frog rooster looking sack of shit like a raggedy ass turkey, old Mitch McConnell in the dump as inhuman shit. And I want to make that perfectly clear, by the way. Talking about, man, they reconciling their differences.
Well, let me give you some good news, okay? Let me give you some good news. The Supreme Court just overturned one of Donald John Trump's missteps as president, one of his misreadings of the Constitution. One of the things he did there that I definitely objected to, when the Supreme Court said a bump stock is not a machine gun because the plain language of the law shows that you still have to pull the trigger one time for each shot. So they overturned the ruling, the ATF administrative ruling, declaring bump stocks a machine gun. But with the logic of this ruling, that means forced reset triggers are also going to be, the ATF action against that is also going to be unconstitutional. You got another federal judge named Connor Reed, the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals. He set aside and vacated the ATS rule on pistol braces. So the Second Amendment is becoming triumphant, not to be fooled around with by a bunch of goddamn bureaucrats extending the law to their own interpretation. And now the people are more secure in the exercise of their Second Amendment right. So I'd like to advise you and advise you of these new developments. And I would say, since you are also a staunch Second Amendment supporter, I would like you to celebrate these new things with me.
That doesn't apply to Sarge.
Okay, but that's just it, though, Sarge.
Will you stop it? Yes, it does.
Okay, but Sarge, then what they need to do, what the U.S. Supreme Court needs to do is pick up that case, man, that what is it, Brother Che out of California, the Ninth Circuit Court said that California might be in violation of the Second Amendment. But however, Sarge, as you know, and we know, the U.S. Supreme Court selects the cases, man, that they pick up. But here's some more great news, Sarge. Okay, all right, hold on. Great news. Okay, the U.S. Olympic Committee had stated that these confused dudes who are shoving ketchup up their asses saying that they women, right, cannot compete in women's swimming in the Olympics. That's great news. That's great news. So just go on and let that confused bastard and let them form their own damn league. You see what I'm saying? Okay, because.
But wait a minute. Let me bring back you to your point just a moment ago because I don't want to dismiss it. Remember, I listen to everything you say, Shabaka. I want to answer every single point you bring to me. I listen to you. Okay. I'll tell you. Look, with regard to that law you're complaining about in California, now we've got to see the reason. No, you're true. The Supreme Court picks and chooses its cases. But remember, this case, this Ronald Reagan era law, when he was California,
right.
At odds. Wait a minute now. It would seem to be at odds with the Bruin decision that the Supreme Court put down about the constitutional test of what is a legal exercise by authorities regulating the Second Amendment, and it would have to be consistent with the Bruin test, meaning text, tradition, and practice of gun laws in the United States from the beginning of the United States till now, and whether or not all of these factors are consistent. So, to bring up that any California law that is still extant, no matter when it was passed, if you can get it before the court and they have established a precedent, then it is highly likely that the court will take it up if the issue is at odds with the previous precedential ruling. You get what I'm saying? Okay, so bring it up. If you think California doing something funky, sue their ass.
Yeah, man, actually, hey, man, you'll get no problem from me because I'm only 49 miles from the raggedy-ass state. You know what I'm saying? And
don't just complain about it. Do something about it if you think it's wrong.
Okay, Sarge, this is why we do something. Sarge, we do something about it. Sarge, we do something about it every time we go on Streamyard. We do something about it every time that we come on this podcast. We do something about it every time we go on other podcasts, Sarge. You see what I'm saying? And this isn't no easy job.
Well, look, Shabaka, the Supreme Court has given you backup. They read the Bruin decision. It is a landmark ruling in the Second Amendment. They have given you your in.
Okay.
That's the United States Supreme Court.
Okay, and this is the scrolls, right?
Samuel Alito.
The same one I just got.
The same ones you don't like. They have given you a ruling upon which you can depend.
$4 million bribes, Sarge.
$1 million in bribes. Oh man, that sounds like Chicago politics, boy.
Stop it with this nonsense. Samuel Alito let his wife fly a flag. Yeah, he's supposed to tell her, Ms. Alito, you get your ass back in the kitchen and make me a sandwich. Make me a sandwich, woman.
Sorry.
That's what he's supposed to do, right?
No, I never yelled at my woman, man, to make me a sandwich because she might put some arsenic
neither was
in there
Samuel
for
Alito. Sam Alito wasn't going to do it either. That's why.
Okay, but Sarge, the whole United States Supreme Court, it needs to be shit canned. Every last one of them no good bastards need to be retired. Okay, and
what's that old scene now? The one that is she's real old, like Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
You talking about Sotomayor?
No, not the one that Obama appointed. It's the other one.
No, Ruth Bader Ginsburg is dead, man. I mean, she died.
She bought the farm.
That's why I said like her. I didn't say her specifically.
Well, none of them are that old. I mean, Eleanor Kagan is in her 60s, I think.
Maybe
and
Kagan. I might be thinking of Kagan. She got.
You got the four women in the court are old Kintaji, who don't know what a woman is. Then you got Amy Coney Barrett. Then you got Eleanor Kagan. Then you got the wise Latina, Sonia Sotomayor. So there you go. Them the four women.
And Clarence Thomas, they all got found that they received bribes because they took the bench.
Oh yeah, and Clarence Thomas, yeah.
Oh, stop it! Stop it! What do you mean they? Who is they, and what did they find? Come on,
Clarence Thomas, man.
my
Okay,
God.
Sarge, Clarence Thomas is up here taking bribe money, 2027 motorhomes. You know what I'm saying? That he's been traveling all over the U.S. with his cronies, sitting up there getting drunk with them. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Okay.
And so, in other words, he's hanging out with his friends, and that's somehow a bribe?
Sarge, you said who was they?
Sarge. Okay, Sarge. It's Sarge. You're from Chicago. They don't call it a bribe. It's just called, man, a contribution to your favorite charity. And everybody's favorite charity is themselves, okay? And you cannot tell me that none of those crooked bastards up there ain't taking a bribe one way or another. This is why I'm stuck on the couch.
All right, look, I'm not going to tell you anything that I don't know, Shabaka. I want you to give me specific evidence that somebody did.
Specific.
All right, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. I heard allegation. I didn't hear any evidence.
Okay. Okay, now here's, okay. All right.
Let me get this through. So Clarence Thomas secretly accepted luxury vacations by billionaire Republican donor Harlan Crow.
All right, and what law did he break by doing so?
What do you mean, what law did he break?
I want to know, what law did he break by doing so, if he did?
He's taking bribes. That's against the law.
All right, let me ask you a question. It would be the fundamental question. In any case that involved the interest of the gentleman that you claim gave him this, Mr. Crow, did Justice Thomas recuse himself from it or not? Or did any case come before him affecting the fortunes of Mr. Crow?
No, that's the problem, Sarge. He did not recuse himself.
No, you didn't hear my question. Did any case come before the Supreme Court that directly affected the fortunes of Mr. Crow? And if so, what was it?
Okay, Sarge. What it is just for him being accused.
Now, things like these are the first things you need to ask when you make these sorts of allegations. And you're not asking.
Okay, but Sarge. Okay, Sarge. This whole article's about it. Okay, they donated to his favorite charity. They're giving this dude, man, what do you call those things? Motorhomes. He's going all across the country, man. They're sitting up there getting drunk together, probably getting high together or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then the cool part about it is, man, is that you, the taxpayer, you know, pay a salary. You know, the general public pays a salary. Okay. And another thing, Sarge, that I know you're very, very happy about, and really, Sarge, I'm just saying this here to piss you off. Okay. The dump as in human shit belongs in jail, and we want to make that perfectly clear, by the way. Okay, but also too, Sarge, the great state of Oklahoma struck down the claim for reparations, Sarge, of Black Wall Street. Have you ever had a chance to visit Black Wall Street, Sarge?
Now, see, what happened, no, I've never had a chance to visit. But see, here's what I keep telling you is the problem when you guys approach toward reparations. And you just keep ignoring me. And all of us are keep telling you what the problem in your approach here.
Okay. What's the problem with it, Sarge?
The problem is you're going back decades to an era that was not properly documented to effect the sort of lawsuit that you wish to bring in contemporary times. That is the problem.
You funny, Sarge. As I try to tell you, Sarge, and I try to tell you and Joe Gibson, okay, we're going to do it again. Sarge, are you familiar with the concept of macroeconomics?
Yes, I am. The greater economic theory, yeah.
Okay, hold on, Sarge. Hold on.
The big view on economics, that's what it means.
Okay, Sarge, they got me, you, and Brother Che up there on the auction block, right? Okay. Sarge, you older than me, they'll probably sell you, man, for about $50. Okay, me with my broken down ass, man, they'll probably sell me about 45. But brother Che and those after him, oh man, this one will get up to $500, $600, $700, $800, right? So they go out there, Sarge, they pick cotton, they chop down sugar cane, they're out there in the swamps of Florida, Louisiana, you know, being gator bait, you know, all that old good stuff, Sarge. Not to mention, Sarge, they used to use black babies to trap alligators, to kill the alligators, to make shoes out of them. You know what I mean? Okay. So that contributed to the gross national product. Okay, that there contributed to the gross national product, Sarge. And then these crooked bastards in business, just like with this bullshit happening down in Louisiana, they took that money and they reinvested it, Sarge. And they reinvested it and reinvested it and reinvested it. And all the way up till today, Sarge, hell, you know, like DuPont, man, Hartford Insurance, you know, those guys. You know what I mean? And they're still making money off of it, Sarge, not to mention the money that they're making off the interest when they bank said no. Then, not to mention, Sarge, after the so-called industry, that they're going to go steal the money from the Freedmen's Bureau, which was your Federal Reserve, Sarge. But nobody, you know, is not mentioning that, Sarge, not even you. Okay, and we got a call out of 586.
Yeah, but you got to remember though, man. See, you just revealed the defects in your argument. Your argument is a constant appeal to a sense of outrage rather than a legal court, which you're trying to make a legal argument that you're trying to make in court. You can have the outrage too, as long as you got the legal foundation. And everything you just said was sorely lacking.
That is the legal foundation.
It isn't. No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
Why isn't it, Sarge? Why isn't it?
How many times I got to explain this to you? I mean, I know it's hard to accept that all your trafficking in is outrage, but I'm telling you, it's an insufficient legal argument.
Okay, Sarge, check this out. Okay, you remember the Montgomery bus boycott, Sarge?
That had a legal basis.
Okay, but hold on, Sarge, hold on. But what it is, man, is that when the black community stopped trading their money with them, and I met Rosa Parks in 1980 when I was in my youth, okay? All right, so the Montgomery Bus Company, they said, well, we almost went broke. No, not almost. They did go broke, okay? So then they had to say, okay, well, these coloreds could ride the bus because we're taking their money anyway. You see what I mean? This is the same thing about these sycophants and these coon-ass Congressional Black Caucus tricks. Oh, man, that happened so long ago, man. Well, you know, you had slavery happen to the other groups. You don't give a fuck about other groups, Sarge, because it's none of our business. Okay, just like I was debating
well, then
with
why you cite them all the time as justification for your actions? You don't give a fuck about them until it's time to say they did it for them. Why can't they do it for us? You got to be consistent, man.
Okay, well, Sarge, now, what you just brought, Sarge, was the hypocrisy of DEI, Brother Parrish. You're more versed in this on the diversity, equality, and inclusion. You see what I'm saying? Is because they want us to go take part in this farce called the presidential election, Sarge. And guess what, Sarge? In Chicago, they're getting ready to have the Democratic National Convention. They're already beefing up security. They're talking about doing it virtually. You see what I mean? But what it is, though, Sarge, don't nobody out of no Eurocentric philosophy, okay, like I try to tell your boy Joe Gibson, okay, don't want to give black people credit for shit. But the irony of it is, these crackers sure do want to have sex with black people, and that's the part I don't get. You know what I'm saying? When you look at 6 o'clock shaped Taylor Swifts who want to go up here and get laid by every brother that there is, and then you got these white boys who got their bed wenches talking about this is equality and all that, but they don't mention nothing about the brothers who was taken out and lynched for allegedly whistling at some raggedy like Carolyn Bryant. You know, but you don't never want to talk about that, Sarge. Why is that, Sarge? You got the floor, Sarge.
No, I want to
look, man. Okay, go ahead, Jay. I'll explain when you finish.
So we had.
I'm done, Sarge.
We got Cold War in the chat, and they said if we, meaning black people, assuming, put together infrastructures, personnel / policies, assessing our assets, tools, resources, and inventory, non-material, etc., asserting and enforcing our collective self-determination as an independent people in international law context.
Oh, okay.
Taking the pieces of our nation that are already militarily focused or prone on for initial security purposes.
Okay. All right. Okay.
You do see the syllogistic flaws in that argument, don't you? And here's what it is. If you're talking about sovereignty, you're talking about an entirely different sphere than being a citizen of a sovereign nation. They are mutually incompatible. There is not a single centimeter of soil on the United States that where the supreme law of the land is not the Constitution of the United States. Not 1 centimeter.
Sarge.
Okay, Sarge.
If you right, Shabaka, Sarge. And like Shabaka always says, when did we as a people petition the United States government to be citizens of this so-called
you don't get a choice. I didn't get a choice about it when I was born. I was born a natural-born citizen, whether I wanted to or not. That is the case with just about every nation on the planet.
Sarge, just like me, just like
you don't get a choice about something like that. Not here, not anywhere in the world.
Okay, Sarge, to quote the words of Malcolm X, when you see a black man being a police officer, when you see a black man being a college professor or a factory worker or a Chicago Transit Authority L train conductor, what does white America see? I'm going to tell you what they call him. To quote Malcolm, they call him a nigger. That's what they call him.
See, we stop with the rhetoric, man, and the narratives. Look, man, you're born a citizen. You're born a citizen whether you wanted it or not. That's the way every nation does it. There ain't no exception.
Okay, but Sarge, it's always a pleasure to argue and debate with you, Sarge. Okay, but show me. Just show me. I've been saying it on this platform for the last 8 years. Just show me, Sarge, where we as black people, African Americans, indigenous people to the Americas, and ever, how they want to define us. Okay. When did we, on a collective basis, petition the U.S. government and or Supreme Court or Department of Immigration to be citizens here?
Well, to answer that question,
man, because it never fucking happened, man. Once again, Sarge, here we go with the hummingbird. Okay, Sarge.
Let me explain when it happened. It did.
No,
it happened. What do you think? What do you think led? Wait a minute. What do you think led to the creation of the 14th Amendment? Many black activists were involved in helping to get that ratified.
That was the first civil rights.
Sarge.
So then when you ask me, when did black people petition it?
Okay, Sarge, the fact of the matter is black people never did. They just put this label on us. Why? Because
wait a minute. Oh man, I don't know what to say. Okay, look, Shabaka. Wait a minute, Shabaka.
Sharecropping system.
Okay, Shabaka. I know you're lamenting the fact that you were made a United States citizen by virtue of your birth in the United States.
Sarge.
I understand that you're lamenting it, but whatever you do, it's no different for you than it is for any white person. They don't have a say in it either.
Sarge, we don't concern ourselves with boss. Okay, Sarge, I'm not the type of Negro to sit up there and say, "What's the matter, boss? We sick."
So, okay, what do you want then? In your ideal world, Shabaka, what would you have?
The reparations check for $950 trillion.
Okay, well,
and you can get, and I'm gonna tell you, Sarge, hold on, Sarge.
Hey, the way they can do it, the gentlemen are out the door. The gentlemen are out the door. They got to put the butterfly nets down before they can get in.
Oh my God,
Sarge.
Another caller.
$956 trillion. Jesus Christ.
I want to be alive.
Sarge. So what are we supposed to do, Sarge? Still sit at a lunch counter and beg for a cup of coffee? What are we supposed to do, Sarge? Be like John Lewis? Oh, I want good trouble. I want to get knocked upside the head again, crossing Edmonds Bridge. Okay. What are we looking for, Sarge? Okay. Frog face to say segregation yesterday, segregation day, segregation now.
Okay, here's what I'm continually trying to explain the distinction to you, and you seem to just block it out. Every time I explain it to you, you block it out, you bring it up again as though I never brought it up, you don't even address it. You're talking about these old things like the treaties with the Indians that were treated as a collective sovereign nation, which the Senate ratified treaties with, and now you're talking about, wait a minute, no, see, you gotta let me finish. And now you're talking about applying the same principle to a bunch of people who were kidnapped as individuals from different tribes. It ain't gonna fly. It never happened. There was never a basis for it. Sarge. The way I get you and Joe Gibson and you and any other individual that I cut you just keep ignoring it like it doesn't matter, and the courts keep shooting it down.
And conquer, of which the European is famous for. Just like I read to you, Sarge, a few days ago out the book of Lerone Bennett. They use lies, they use deceit, they use trickery with that, Sarge. And then, Sarge, to blow your case out of water again, look at the case of the Amistad. Why would the king sell his own son, Senku, into slavery, Sarge?
He was a rival.
I can't hear you, Sarge.
He was a potential rival for the throne.
Oh my God.
No, Sarge. No.
Hey, that was common in monarchies, whether in Europe, Asia, or Africa. What do you think Cleopatra did to her own brother?
We don't concern.
Look what Cleopatra did to her own brother.
We don't concern ourselves with Europe and Asia. The Europeans did not know how to wash their funky.
Shaka Zulu did the same thing.
No, what King Shaka did, Sarge, is that he incorporated in Tetwoods. Wait a minute. Okay, I was just reading on him the other day. What King Shaka did, he incorporated, who was it? Dingus Wild's people into the Zulu Empire is what Shaka did. See, and then what happened was their dignity was still maintained. Also, too, they did not violate their women. You see what I'm saying? Because Africa, man, a lot of the cultures had a very, very strict, what would you call that, Brother Che?
Yeah, I know how you incorporated them. Let me tell you how he incorporated Shabaka. He incorporated incorporated Poland.
No.
Yes, he did.
No, sir. So I guess Mansa Musa did the same thing too, right?
All right. Wait a minute. Let's get back to the point about reparations, which is what started in the first place. Again, the Indians were treated as tribes who were distinctly ethnic and shared a common ethnicity and culture. The people who were enslaved were kidnapped as individuals largely, all mixed up.
You said that the slaves were kidnapped?
Yes.
I gotta know
individuals, not as nations. They were kidnapped as individuals, not as nations.
Sarge.
Don't you get the difference?
Sarge. Out of the years I've been debating with you, Sarge, that is the first time, to your credit, I have to say that you contradicted yourself. You used the word kidnap. Now,
I never use any other word with respect to captives taken from the continent.
Hold on, Sarge. And now tell me this here, Sarge.
Well,
Now,
I've never used any other word.
Sarge, okay. But how come they don't document? Now, hold on, Sarge. How come they don't document, the African nations, that went up there and tried to get their loved ones off of those slave ships? Okay, you don't hear
that's because that's what people do.
Oh, now what?
And they don't have a lot of written records in sub-Saharan Africa prior to the Europeans getting there. They relied on griots.
Sarge. What the fuck do you think what the griot was about? As Mama Africa has said. Okay.
All right.
Mama
Can
Africa
they give you the
said,
names of these people?
Oh, no, they were doing it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to reach out
But can they do it now? Can they do it now? Can they do it now?
I believe that they can. I believe that they can, Sarge.
Okay, well, let me know when they do. Let me know when they do.
Okay, so I'm going to reach out there to the continent, and Brother Chad, we ain't asking no fucking tethers either. You see what I'm saying? We're going to ask, somebody who's on the same square as we are to prove your premise, Brother Chad. Okay. But Sarge,
well, at least you can see the value of written records now, can't you?
No. Listen to me, Sarge. Listen to me very carefully.
That's why every major civilization has a form of written record, like the Egyptians.
Africa is the cradle of goddamn civilization. Don't you understand that? Africa is the cradle of civilization.
I just got through saying, did you not just hear me mention Egypt? Did you not just hear me mention Egypt?
You mean Kemet.
Oh, Lord. I don't care what you want to call it. They have hieroglyphics. They have hieroglyphics, Shabaka.
No, it's called the Medu Nature. Hieroglyphic is a Greek word. It's called Medu Nature.
All right. They wrote it down.
Sarge.
Good
Kemet
God.
is the first place of where they had written records. Sarge.
Okay, they wrote you. Okay, we agree on that then. They wrote it down. It was a permanent record. All it has to be is discovered by subsequent generations, and you have it exactly as it was written contemporaneously.
Sarge, but in Eurocentric culture, Sarge, they bend the truth. Okay, they bend the truth.
What is Eurocentric about the original writing of the native people?
What native people are you speaking of, Sarge?
An example that I just gave, the Egyptians or the Kemetans.
No, the Comedians. Egypt is a Greek word, okay?
Okay, whatever you want, use your own name. It doesn't matter. Use your name. Okay, use that name.
Kemet.
All right, stop trying to obfuscate the fact that they wrote it down. The words will be the same today as they were 2,000 years ago.
And the same thing with the griot, Sarge.
Memories are faulty. Griots are human beings.
Sarge.
Human beings, even griots' memories can fail, or they can leave something out.
Sarge.
Or they get altered in the translation over the years by successive interpreters.
Okay, Sarge, that is prepackaged bullshit. Now, riddle me this.
So you have absolute faith in the memory of human beings through centuries.
Okay,
good
Sarge,
luck with
that. Okay, hold on, Sarge. Check this out. I will put more faith in the memory of a griot than some old senile bastard by the name of Joe Biden and another crooked-ass trick by the name of Donald Duck Trump. And why the hell he paid that broad? What was it, man? $275,000 he paid that broad? Damn. But like I said, because Sarge, the Eurocentric value is morally bankrupt. It is full of lies and deceit. You know it. I know it. Look at the certain traditions, Sarge, where you worked as a police officer with the Illinois State Police. It was the home of Al Capone for many, many years. Okay, they stole patents and they stole ideas from black inventors. You see what I mean? Like with Dred Scott. okay, you know, who was a slave, and he thought that he would go to a hypocritical U.S. Supreme Court and thought that they were free as black ass, and they didn't. You see what I'm saying? You know, because the Supreme Court rule is that those who are descendants of slaves or black people cannot be and will not ever be citizens of the United States. And you're yet to answer the question, Sarge, that me and Brother Che has been asking you. What is it now, Brother Che? 4 years now? Show me, Sarge, where we as a people on a collective basis petition the U.S. government to be citizens here. We didn't. Now, you talk about the 14th, 13th, or 15th Amendment. One to free the slave, and what was that there? One to free the slave, one to make him a citizen, and the other one to give him the right to vote. You see what I'm saying? Vote for what? Look at Andrew Johnson. Hell, look at LBJ. Look at Lyndon Baines Johnson. Look at Slick Willie. Hell, look at Obama. When it comes to something specifically for us, every fucking U.S. president, man, has struck it down through monkey wrench in the works. Look at Uncle Tim Coon's Sky. Oh, I just love you, I just love you. Sickening. Okay? Look at Warlock. You know, look at the rest of these ass-scratching, chicken-pecking Uncle Toms in the Congressional Black Caucus. Oh, we don't need reparations.
Hold on, Shabaka. I got a question for Sarge. Sarge, are you aware that your boy Herschel Walker, he has millions of dollars that is not spent, and the Republicans down in Georgia, they want him to spend that money. Is he gonna spend the money? Is he gonna give the money back? What's he gonna do? Because you know he got a child popping up every day.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm not that.
Come on with it, Sarge. Get your life straight.
I'm not familiar with the personal travails of Herschel Walker. That's between him, the people he's involved with, and their attorney. I don't know what.
Hold on, Sarge. I'm getting ready to make you familiar with this trick. How do you spell Herschel, man? Herschel.
SCHEL.
Oh yeah, wait a minute. I just pulled this dude up here. Now he's up here trying to sell shit. Okay. And let me see. I'm trying to pull up here.
Is that a crime too now?
Say what, Sarge?
Is that a crime too?
Okay, wait a minute. The racial divide. Okay, he couldn't. Okay, watchdog group seeks federal probe in the allegation that Herschel Walker and asking federal election regulators to investigate whether Republican Herschel Walker violated campaign finance laws during his unsuccessful campaign. Now, see, Sarge, this proves that point here even further. Now, here's
what
this
are
dude.
they accusing him of doing that violated them?
He just violated.
No, Sarge.
Law. What are you
okay, it's allegations that Herschel Walker directed six-figure political contributions to his company. Okay, the Cartoon News Network, a watchdog group, is asking federal election regulators to investigate whether Republican Herschel Walker violated campaign finance laws during his unsuccessful 2022 U.S. Senate bid down in the great state of Georgia, home of Lester Mann.
So wait a minute, let me get this straight. This is too rich, man. So they're accusing Herschel Walker of violating a crime, and then they accuse Donald Trump of violating the same crime by not doing what Herschel Walker did. This is unbelievable, man. I swear to God. I swear to God, I ain't never seen nothing like you people.
Okay, Sarge, please let me finish. And please don't hang up nobody. We're going in overtime. We want a complete episode.
I swear, I ain't never seen nothing like you guys. I swear, I mean, damned if you do and damned if you don't. What do we need for our agenda?
Something here. Okay, Sarge, that means that you're learning something here.
And, I've been knowing
appreciate the compliment. Okay,
I've been knowing that.
Sarge, I got another question. Is Hunter Biden going to prison?
No.
Look, okay, now I already discussed this with y'all. I said, even though I'm elated that a member of the Biden crime family is getting their comeuppance, because they're corrupt as hell and they are harmful to the interests of the United States. Nonetheless, wait a minute. Let me finish. Now, I always get to the point. I am dismayed at the fact that he was convicted of violating an unconstitutional gun law.
Did they put out black folks? I don't know. I'm gonna tap.
You understand? What he was convicted of is unconstitutional.
Black folks. We let me see. Overtime. Shabaka, we gotta wrap it up. You want it? Who's gonna try to UN for Hunt? All right, well, thank you. Here, we're gonna go. Let's go. Let's start. From the series. Let's pass. So these little light represents separations of Black empowerment. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Black News, season 4. So 11, episode 11, part 4 of the Frontline Black. The arcade might be going for some time today, so it's going for that as well. And we'll be back on Tuesday. We'll be discussing this situation. Oh, hey, man, 285. Yeah, definitely listen to the playback. We had SARS on it. On SARS video. Yeah, listen to the playback. Make sure y'all like to subscribe to our platforms. House District page, House District page, candidates. Sign up for the Mall High Income. Might have to downtown. On us, Colorado. Peace.